So for this reading, this daily reading, continuing the series of a different deck each day, this is Initiatory Golden Dawn Tarot. And I thought it sounded great. I haven't used it much because, well, part of the reason is I don't think that some of the images relate really to the meaning of the card very much at all. And I don't really understand what they mean in some of them. And there's a lot of topless women for no apparent reason apart from the fact that they can show them without a top, I suppose, or it's a woman or whatever, let's make her topless. Doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to the meaning. But anyway, so I'm going to use them because who knows, I might appreciate them this time. And it is one of my tarot decks. So let's see what comes up. So it's the Six of Cups. There's a lot of red there, a lot of passion. There's a hand there that seems to be, is it clasping another hand or seems a bit desperate? Okay, let's see what the next card is. The next card is the Four of Pentacles. It's interesting because this guy sort of looks, he's looking longingly and he's got a key there. Maybe it doesn't fit that lock. And what's the third card? The third card is the Sun card. Okay, and there's a maze here, and there's the, is that the yods of coming down from the gods? From God? So what is the overarching energy? The Eight of Pentacles. Yay, there's no nude women in this, or not much, except for in the first one, a little bit. She's definitely got a top on. She's got an evening gown on. Eight of Pentacles. It's the card of work. And see what I mean by the image? She's sort of frightened stepping out of a door onto a snake. I don't know how that connects to the Eight of Pentacles. She's going to work. Maybe she's going to work as a streetwalker or something. It's very unusual. Okay, so I'm going to draw a card of the spirit energy. Hopefully it'll make some sense. So this is the Moon card. And so this is perhaps the unknown. I feel it is the unknown with this Four of Pentacles. And underneath, what is it? It's the Prince of Wands, which I'm thinking is the Knight. Oh, here we go. You've got the boobs here. And the Princess. So the prince is clothed, but the princess isn't. So there you go. Like, why? What does that, anyway? So yeah, I've just found it pretty hard to read this deck. And I can see why now. This being the central card, I feel that there's a sense of longing here. There's definitely longing for some sort of passion. And here on the other side is the card of happiness and joy. But he is here on his own. The castle's in the background. It could be to do with work. You know, some sort of work. That this is I don't know. It's a very boring. He's been very boring clothing, very boring colours, And yet here she's in this dynamic red, you know. I'm going to draw another card beside her and see what that's about. So we've got the Chariot here, and this Chariot is totally out of control. I mean, it's just crazy bedlam. And she's, yeah. So we've got the 7 and the 8. So we're going from the number 8 to the number 7. And to me, that feels like some sort of need to step back in some way. I'm going to put that there. Some sort of need to step back, get balance, get grounded. It could even be that where you are is not safe for you, or what you're doing is really taking you off the path that you're meant to be on. I see this Chariot as just being out of control, unlike the usual Chariot. And it's really a need to settle. You know, this is above this. So the Moon card is above this energy. So the Moon card, yeah, there's uncertainty, there's the unknown, but it's actually quite calm and it's quite beautiful. And you've got these two towers here that has a biblical spiritual meaning that I can't remember at the moment. But, you know, it's almost like it's a gateway card that perhaps you feel that you can't reach. You know, this character here is looking forlorn and perhaps thinking back of what he used to have, and then this happiness here, and these are children. So it's really, and you know, the Six of Cups can be reflecting back. So it's reflecting back on a time that was perhaps simpler, easier to manage things, knew where he was going, was more sure of his footing. Here, she's not really sure of her footing. She looks like she's going to trip up. And these horses are definitely, they're just going to fall down at some stage. They can't continue on in that fashion. So this Four of Pentacles is a real balancing card, and it feels like there's a realization that whatever's going on around you, or what you are involved with at the moment, is not what you hoped it would be. And there's a tendency to look back and say, well, those times were better than now. And perhaps they were. Perhaps they were. But with the Moon card, you don't really know what the future holds. But the main message of the Moon card is to continue on the path that you're going, and what you need to do in the future will be shown to you as you continue on that path. It isn't the time to sit around and become sorry for yourself, or ruminate about the past. Yes, things might be unclear and you might feel like you're a bit out of balance in some way, but this is a sign that you need to regain your balance. Sometimes the Four of Pentacles can mean that you have exhausted your resources, be that monetary, perhaps health-wise, energy-wise, for example, and you need to replenish that. Also, he's looking towards the Sun card, and the Sun card is, the Sun, you've got the Moon and the Sun here. And the Moon card above this, as the spirit energy, is saying that you have cycles. During the day, the sun is shining, and at nighttime, there's darkness. So wherever there's darkness, there will be light. Where there's light, there's going to be darkness. So it's important to get a balance on that. So you've got two real contrasting energies here. One of being out of balance because things are perhaps not going the way you'd like them to. And it might be also a little bit of catastrophizing in some ways, and then looking back at the past and just thinking how wonderful and fantastic it was. So there might be a bit of an exaggeration on both sides there, and that is easy to do with the moon energy. That's why the message behind the whole thing is to not get caught up in illusions, delusions, fantasies that are taking you off track. I hope that's helpful. Cheers.